Let's talk about X now, formerly known as Twitter, the social media site. It has blocked users for searching for Taylor Swift currently. This is the message which comes up when a search for the American singer and songwriter is entered onto X. It comes after fake explicit images of Taylor Swift spread across the site earlier this week. X is saying the action is temporary. It's believed that some of the images, we're not showing them here of course, were generated by artificial intelligence. One had reportedly been viewed more than 47 million times before it was taken down. Let's discuss this with Erin Wu, who reports on Twitter, TikTok and Snapchat for an American outlet, The Information. Good to have you on the programme. So what do you make of this move on the part of X to block searches currently of Taylor Swift?
What we're seeing is just a really blunt instrument from Elon Musk's X after cuts to the trust and safety team made it essentially impossible or difficult to use any kind of more like fine-grained tooling to try to shut down these images. Elon Musk has really slashed the trust and safety team, and more specifically, teams that would have done more proactive trust and safety work. And so that's really hampered the company's ability to respond to something like this.
Do you think they responded too late? I mean, 47 million views of one particular image.
I think that they didn't respond perhaps as quickly as they could have before. Had this happened back in October of 2022, before Elon cut so much of the team, but I think it's hard to say whether or not this is like quote unquote too late.
And in terms of Elon Musk's mantra that X is all about freedom of speech, freedom of expression, how does this sit with that?
Sure. I mean, despite the mantra of freedom of speech, freedom of expression, there are still kinds of speech and expression that X bans, and this would represent an example of that. So this is not so much about Elon Musk changing X's policies so much as Elon Musk changing X's ability to enforce those policies. And so what we're seeing is this kind of really like broad brush enforcement attempt.
Has Taylor Swift said anything about this?
I believe that I am actually not sure. I'm sorry.
That's okay. No, don't worry, Erin. Yeah. Don't worry. But I just wondered if she's reacted or made a statement or comment or anything of that nature. It'd be interesting to know what she thinks about it.
Sure. I don't believe that she's made a statement.
And in terms of, you know, what it says about artificial intelligence, fake images, fake videos of famous people. I mean, it happened to me. There was a fake video of me out there on Facebook that I was alerted to in a BBC studio saying something I'd never said that was generated by artificial intelligence. I mean, it's another example of this, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm so sorry that happened to you. That's so scary. And I mean, I think what we're seeing with something like this, like when it's Taylor Swift, like one of the most famous singer-songwriters in the world, like it becomes this huge like media story, and it becomes something that companies scramble to fix. And I think we could see changes out of this where companies look at this example and it becomes like an impetus to do better. But it's also this problem of deepfakes and non-consensual AI images of real people. Like this is something that impacts people like you. Like it's something that impacts like teenagers and young women especially, and just regular people, where there's not going to be some kind of huge impact or outcry. Impact is not the right word. There's not going to be some huge outcry like this. And so it's a really high profile example of a really real world impact of AI harm that's already starting to have real world impacts on people.
I mean, this year in the US, of course, you've got an election coming up, and X is used a lot by political commentators. Yes. There'll be concern about this happening during the run up to the election, surely.
Absolutely, yeah.
Erin, it's been good to get your take on this. Thank you for joining us. Erin Wu there from
so much.
The Information.